Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to be telling you about my top 10 products under $10, cruelty-free edition. When I went about choosing these products, I was thinking like, what do I literally use all the time? Like what do I sometimes, if not always, choose over a high-end product or like any other product? So let's jump in. The first, if you know me or have been watching me, will come as no surprise. It is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I use two shades. I mix them together. That's the one downside, but it's so cheap and so beautiful on the skin that I don't mind mixing. So I have the shade Beige Bronze in my hand right here. It's medium tan with a warm undertone. And then I have another one that's the light with a warm undertone. So I will have both of those names listed down below if you know that you're a similar complexion to me. The next one is another Wet n Wild item from their Photo Focus collection. This is the Photo Focus Pressed Powder, and I use the shade Warm Light. This powder, when I first talked about it on my channel, I said that it had like a borderline luminous finish. That's just not true. Something about it seems slightly luminous at first, or maybe because it's a baked product, I thought that, but it's actually like pretty dry and pretty matte. So if you have super dry skin, you probably won't like this. But that being said, it doesn't have like a high amount of coverage. It just has like a beautiful finish. So if you want something that you can just lightly dust over your foundation to give you like a more perfected look, or you know what I use this for? Like when I'm mixing my foundations and it's just like not working out perfectly, or the undertone of a foundation is off, this powder like matches me perfectly because it's like super light but pretty yellow. So I use this to like just tone my foundation, if that makes sense. But it's also a great setting powder, you know, without adding coverage. It just gives like a nice pretty matte finish to the skin. And this one is $4.99. This next one I discovered because of Jessica from Jam Beauty 89. It is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. The one major downside is that it only comes in one shade, which is number 10, Be My Highlight. I don't get why the number is 10 since there's only one. So if you have light to medium skin, this will definitely look amazing on you. Like this is not glittery. It's not even like super shiny. I would even use this for a special occasion if you don't want a super blinding highlight. It almost comes off like dark in the swatch. I don't know if it's even picking up on camera because the swatch really doesn't do it justice at all. I'm wearing it today actually as a base for a more glowy highlighter, so you can do that as well if you like to layer your highlights. I like to put this down first and then put something a little bit more shiny on top, a little bit more concentrated with like a more concentrated brush. But you can definitely see it on the skin. Like it definitely gives you a glow on its own too. So like I wear this by itself all the time if I just want to get like a nice natural lit from within sheen to my skin. If you have light to medium skin, maybe even dark skin, like this is so worth a try. Like it can't not look good on you. It doesn't emphasize any texture. If you have acne prone skin or oily skin and you don't like those super shiny highlights because you feel like they make you look more oily or they emphasize your texture, this is absolutely beautiful. Essence is definitely not watching this, but if any of you know anyone from Essence, they need to come out with a darker shade ASAP because this is awesome, and that is just not right, that it only comes in one shade. It's not right. This next one I have been using for years, like since I got into makeup, before I was a makeup artist. This is the e.l.f. HD High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. Oh, it's in the shade Sheer, but I don't think they have another shade. Anyway, it's a translucent powder. Let me see, I'm running out of it, but I want to show you what it looks like. It has like a super light pink tone to it. I'm sure if you have deep skin and you kind of buff this into the skin or really press it in with a damp sponge, like you could use this as well. You just have to be careful with flash photography. But for me, I've never had a problem with it. I don't know if you can see that it's like this light pink tone, but it's not the tone of this powder that I really love, it's the texture. So it just makes my under eyes look so smooth, like it smooths out my pores, whether I apply it with a brush or a dampened beauty sponge. But applying it with a dampened beauty sponge is my favorite way to apply it. I think it just looks absolutely beautiful. The only downside really is that it's so small, but it is so cheap that I don't mind repurchasing it, and you don't need a ton of it, but come on, like, because I'm sure they sell something like 7 times the size of this for only double the price, you know what I'm saying? They really could give you more product. So that's my one gripe with it, but it is $3. The next item is another tried and true, like with me since the beginning type of product. This is the NYX Lip Liner in number 810 Natural. I use that product on myself all the time and on clients all the time. I've used it on brides. It is such a great natural color. It's a little bit on the brown beigey side, but I kind of like that. But anyway, it's such a nice color for so many different skin tones. And the price of this is $3.99. The next one is another NYX product. This is the NYX Pump It Up Lip Plumper in the shade Elizabeth. So I love the formula of this, the packaging and the shade. They describe it as like a mauvey pink on their website, and I love that. Like, I feel like so many nudes are on the peachy side, which peaches and corals are beautiful, but my lips naturally have a mauvey tint to them, so peaches just don't look natural on me. Like, it looks like I'm wearing a peach. This looks like my lips, but better. Like, I hate saying that, but anyway. I don't like that it's called Pump It Up and it has a picture of a syringe on it. Like, I don't like that. Not that I have anything against cosmetic enhancements or lip fillers, like, you do you. I'm not saying I would never get that, but I don't know. Like, so many children use NYX and it just doesn't feel right. But other than the graphic, I love the shade. I love the formula because I'm wearing it today over a lipstick. I love it by itself and over lipstick. I'm gonna apply a little more, but it just like has the perfect amount of shine, and like it leaves your lips looking pretty shiny like all day, and it has like this nice mintiness to it, which is really typical of lip plumping products. But it just feels like cooling and soothing on the lips, even though lip plumpers are technically irritating your lips. Anyway, it just feels good despite what it's actually doing. And I do notice subtle plumping with this. It's nothing like where it hurts. Like, I've heard that some lip plumpers like hurt, like they work, but they're like alarmingly painful. Like, this is not like that. It's really subtle. And I do like how long the tube is and how long the doe foot is. It just feels a little bit more luxe when you're applying it. And this one is $5.50. The next one is another one like that almost makes me emotional. Like, these are just amazing. So these are, well, not everything in this palette is, but mostly everything in this palette is a matte eyeshadow by Makeup Geek. These are like my favorite matte eyeshadow singles. I have these in my professional kit. I use them on myself quite frequently, and it's just like a really reliable brand. Like, there are a couple that are tricky and difficult to blend, like depending on certain colors, but most of them, like, the pigment is really true to what you see in the pan and they blend out super well. I just really, really love them. This one, Peach Smoothie, I've used the death out of. And in my professional kit, Peach Smoothie also looks like this. Everyone could get use out of Peach Smoothie. If you have light to medium skin, it's an excellent transition shade. And if you have dark to deep skin, it is an excellent highlight shade. These are $6 each. If you're looking for a specific shade, you cannot go wrong with the Makeup Geek Matte Single Shadows. The next thing is a tool. This is the Social Eyes Lash Tweezer. I don't think all of these are created equal. Lots of brands have lash applicators and lash tweezers. Ardell has their black plastic ones, which I was using in my kit and I like sort of liked, but I like squeezed them too hard and broke them, which shouldn't happen. Like, they are only $1 cheaper than these, and these are much more like sustainable and high quality. It makes no sense. And then, you know, like, these ones that come with the Kiss lashes that have the little clamp, I just feel like these are really imprecise and like clunky, and I do not like working with them. I keep this like just in case. I don't even know why I keep this. I'm gonna throw it away. But this serves the purpose of a tweezer and a clamp without compromising precision. So you can actually grab hold of the lash and apply it like exactly where you want to apply it, and then once it's applied, you can clamp it to your natural lashes using the side as opposed to using the tip. These are $8.50, a little bit more expensive when we're talking about things that are under $10, but definitely a good investment if you're a makeup artist or if you want to make your own lash application faster and easier and more flawless. We're getting towards the end of the list. This is number 9. This is the Ardell Lash Grip Lash Adhesive in the dark color. I just drew on it with black Sharpie just so I could distinguish it from my clear one. I've glued seashells to my face with this, with the clear version of this, and this seashells stayed on all day when I was a mermaid for Halloween. It was awesome. So if you need a latex-free option, I'm gonna do some research and list that down below for you. But this is so superior to Duo. Like, Duo does not hold a candle to this. Now the last one, again, is something that makes me like almost emotional because I have been using this since I started playing with makeup, and it just makes your eyeshadows look so good. It was such a hit back in the day, like when I first started watching YouTube and when like YouTube was just like different. Like, I don't know, this makes me nostalgic, but it's NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. This is an excellent thing to put underneath your eyeshadows if you want them to show up more. So I tend to use this like with bright colors. I will still use a primer first and then I'll go in with this because this is so creamy that it can crease. And you don't need to use a lot of it. You just need to kind of stamp it on and then blend it out with your finger or a brush. And then you can go over with your powder shadows on top and they're going to be so vibrant and amazing. Now, bonus material. I have 2 duds that I'm going to share with you for under $10. And they are both products that have been like super hyped up. So the first one I don't have anymore. I'm going to put a picture of it up on the screen. It is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I used it, didn't like it, gave it to my mom and my sister because I had 2 of them who both told me that they also didn't like it. They thought it was cakey, they didn't like the texture, and I agree. Like, I get that it's so cheap and the coverage like is decent, so in that regard I understand. I just think it looks cakey. Like, I suppose if you have perfect skin, perfect under eyes, like it will look great. Like, but I mean, me and my sister both have acne prone skin and my mother has fine lines, so I don't know like who exactly that concealer is supposed to work for. If you are young and you only have $3 to spend on a concealer and you want something that's just gonna like cover blemishes and you don't need it to look super smooth or amazing, then fine. I would try it because the coverage is good and it's not the end of the world like if your concealer looks a tiny bit cakey over a pimple. Like, I mean, I don't even care about that. But like people using a ton of it underneath the eye, like, and saying, oh, it looks so good, like, I just don't agree. Now, the second thing breaks my heart because I used to be obsessed with this and it was like the only thing that I would use to apply this and this, 2 of my faves, right? And all of a sudden it just stopped working for me. And it is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. Now, Real Techniques is one of my favorite companies. Like, I have so many of their brushes. I use them in my kit. I use them on myself. I have so many, like they're everywhere. I'm always buying and trying out their brushes because I know that every brush they put out is awesome. But, and this used to be awesome, and for such an affordable price, I think $5.99, and you can get like these big packs of them and get them on sale, get them buy one 50% off at Ulta, like, you know, super reasonable, whereas the Beauty Blender is $20 for something that essentially does the same thing. The reason I am putting this in the dud pile, you can see why I'm angry. I washed this less than 10 times and it used to be more durable, okay? But now within like 3 or 4 times of washing it, it gets holes in it. It is not as durable as it used to be.
I want to hear, oh, you're using the wrong soap. You're squeezing it too hard.
No!
I need to clean something that I'm gonna put back on my face. No matter what I wash this with, it gets holes in it. For those of you who are more new to makeup, this is supposed to last you many uses. This is a one-time use sponge. This is disposable, this is not. And I'm just so upset because it used to be my favorite and I would use it on clients as well. The fact that I can't rely on this anymore is just so upsetting to me. I used to love you. So if you have a drugstore cruelty-free alternative to this, please list it down below so we can all know about it. And yeah, that is it. That is it for my top 10 under 10 and 2 duds under 10. So yeah, that is it for this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you want to see more videos in this style. Let me know in a comment if there's like another top 10 blank that you would like to see. Please don't forget to subscribe before you go. I share lots of useful information about makeup and skincare and I would love to see you back. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.